kids and parents rushed outside the Davenport Chuck E. Cheese Sunday night. According to her family, Eloise got into an argument with another mother at Chuck E. Cheese over their children's game cards.
What about the kids? I mean, that's immediately we felt for the kids.
It's your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and I'm back with another episode of Hood Tales. In this video, let's take it to Davenport, Iowa, to tell the story of how a family night out at Chuck E. Cheese ended in tragedy over a $10 game card. But before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, this video is sponsored by me, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and my YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out. Look out for the link to it in the comments. Stay tuned until the end to hear the full story. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. 29-year-old Eloise Chair, a vibrant woman whose life revolved around her family. She was the proud mother of 5 children, 4 boys, and a newborn baby girl she had welcomed with her fiancé. For Eloise, her children were her greatest joy. Family members said she always put them first, no matter what. But Eloise, affectionately known as Elo, wasn't just a mother and soon-to-be wife. She was a sister, a daughter, an aunt, and a friend. Those closest to her described her as charismatic, funny, and kind-hearted. She had a way of walking into a room and instantly brightening it up. Her family remembered her as someone with a pure soul, the type of person who would help others even when she needed help herself. Her fiancé, David Price, said she was the one. He spoke about how her and the boys completed him, how she and her children made him grow into the man he became. Their family had just started a new chapter together, raising their little girl alongside her 4 older brothers. Eloise had finally gotten her daughter after having all boys, something that brought her so much excitement and hope for the future. But that future was suddenly taken away in October 2020 inside a place meant for joy and celebration, a Chuck E. Cheese in Davenport, Iowa. On the evening of October 25th, Eloise, her fiancé, and her children went out for what was supposed to be a fun family night. As most of us know, Chuck E. Cheese is known for its arcade games, music, and children's parties. But on that night, it became the backdrop for a devastating turn of events. According to witnesses, an argument broke out after Eloise's son's game card was taken by another child. For most parents, disagreements like this are usually resolved with words, maybe frustration, but nothing more. Yet, this particular dispute escalated far beyond what anyone could have imagined. Eloise confronted the other child's mother, and soon tensions rose between the 2 women. The women got into a heated altercation, but the argument had briefly de-escalated. However, tensions between the 2 were still high. In the midst of this, the other mother's friend, 24-year-old Treshonda Polion, intervened. Treshonda and Eloise exchanged words, and then punches started flying. The fight continued near the prize area of the restaurant. Families with their children watched in shock as the situation spiraled. In that chaotic moment, Treshonda pulled out a firearm. Witnesses said Eloise shouted that Treshonda had a weapon just before a single shot rang out. That bullet struck Eloise in the shoulder, piercing a major artery. As her children stood nearby, covered in the aftermath, their lives were forever altered. Police arrived quickly and rushed Eloise to Genesis East Medical Center. But within the hour, her family's worst nightmare was confirmed. The young mother of 5 was pronounced gone at 8:16 p.m. Her 4-week-old daughter was now left without the chance to truly know her mother, and her boys left without the woman who had always been their guiding light. The next morning, police arrested Treshonda Polion. She was initially charged with first-degree hit and held on a $1 million cash-only bond. The seriousness of the charge reflected just how senseless and shocking this crime was, committed inside a crowded family restaurant in front of children and strangers who will carry those memories forever. But as the case moved forward, the charges shifted. First, prosecutors dropped the initial charge from first-degree to second-degree hit. Prosecutors later amended the case to voluntary manslaughter. In April 2021, Treshonda entered a guilty plea. That plea came with a mandatory sentence of 10 years in prison, and she was ordered to pay $150,000 in restitution to Eloise's heirs. Treshonda receiving a lighter penalty in relation to the seriousness of the crime more than likely stems from Iowa's stand your ground law and the fact that Treshonda was legally carrying the .380 used in the incident. Despite the fact that the law may have been in her favor, at Treshonda's sentencing hearing, the judge didn't mince words. He called it one of the most senseless crimes he had ever seen. Eloise's mother, Angela Cheers, expressed her pain directly in the courtroom, frustrated that Treshonda never offered an apology to her daughter's children. She said, "You took my daughter's life over a $10 game card, and you messed these kids up mentally and emotionally." May Eloise Cheers continue to rest in peace. My belated condolences to her family and loved ones. I send them my well wishes. Eloise's life was tragically stolen over something so trivial. This tragedy raises so many questions about conflict, impulse, and responsibility. A simple argument over a child's $10 game card turned into a situation that destroyed an entire family's foundation. 5 children lost their mother, a man lost his fiancée, and a community lost someone they described as a powerful, loving woman who lifted up everyone around her. As for Treshonda Polion, her actions left her with 10 years behind bars, but the impact of what she did will ripple for beyond the length of that sentence. A moment of anger not only cost Eloise her life, but left countless others scarred, from the families who were in the restaurant that night to Eloise's children, who will grow up with memories no child should ever have to carry. In the end, this story is a reminder of how fragile life is and how quickly it can all change. One argument, one impulsive decision, and a family's world will never be the same. Fam, I'm going to leave the rest up to you. What are your thoughts on this tragic story? Let me know in the comments below. Alright fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, consider liking and sharing. Subscribe for more stories like this and for the stories behind the headlines, because behind them all are lives forever changed. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times. Until next time.